Alright, and what is going on, everybody? Quancredible here to bring you another video. Now, I've been asked to talk about this video a lot of times, or this exact topic a lot of times. It's one of those ones that's like really weird for me, because like when you think about rivalries, it's really a matter of like an opinion based thing. And like I understand I'm a Black Clover channel, so a lot of you guys probably are already assuming what my answer is going to be, but I'm going to like walk you through to where I get to that point. Like I'm gonna give you my reasons, and then like hopefully you understand. Now, just to preface this is a matter of my opinion. Rivalries in literature or in stories are strictly opinion based. So if you disagree, that is okay. It's okay. So before we get started, like and sub to my channel really helps me out when you guys show appreciation like that, and other things also lets me know that you guys enjoy my stuff, so I feel confident about making more. But enough of that. So on to what I believe the best rivalry in shonen is, and like why. So when I looked up the definition of rivalry, because of course I'm going to look it up if I'm doing a video like this, of course there's lots of different ways to word it, but the definition that stuck out the most to me for a rivalry would be the competition for the same objective or superiority in the same field. That's like I feel like the best blanket way to put it on what a rivalry is between like two characters, and or even people, if you want to look at it that way. But me, as well as I'm pretty sure most of you can also agree, is that like no one likes it when the rivalry is one-sided, which the base definition just kind of ignores. But I mean, who likes a one-sided rivalry? And this is why like I immediately would have to like disqualify Goku and Vegeta. I know lots of people think that's like the best shonen rivalry ever. It just isn't. It's really one-sided. Like at no point does anyone ever think that Vegeta is going to outdo Goku or is going to be ahead of him at any point. We pretty much always know that Goku is better or is going to be better than him. So it takes away from like, you know, some of that tension that a rivalry should have that makes it a good rivalry. Like actual competition, like to have a competition, it can't be one-sided. It just makes it bland. It's just a landslide. You can have a one-sided a rivalry. If we're talking about best one-sided rivalries, then that one is like top. But outside of that, definitely it would have to disqualify it for sure. And then like another like really big one, or a big rivalry that lots of people like to talk about, would be the best rivalry, would be the one between Naruto and Sasuke. Now, I will agree, this is like, those two have a really interesting dynamic. Now, I've seen the entire Naruto anime, watched loads of that filler, freaking read every manga chapter, like huge fan of Naruto, so I can say with confidence, I don't necessarily think, like with Naruto and Sasuke, I don't necessarily think that it is as much as a rivalry as people make it up to be. Because it's like in part one, like when they were like in regular Naruto part one, they were rivals. Like they, like from the beginning when he's introduced and like on to the end, like all the way up to the Sasuke retrieval arc, they were legitimately rivals, like working. They didn't necessarily have the same goal per se, but they were working to outdo each other, to be better. Well, at least Naruto was. And then once Sasuke acknowledged him in the Chunin exam, that's when you definitely got the feeling of like, okay, they are rivals. They're working to do better than the other one here and there. And that was good. But in part two, he really wasn't necessarily Naruto's rival. He was just like, he had his own set of goals and things he wanted to accomplish, whereas Naruto wanted to save him. So it's like, they weren't necessarily rivals. They weren't really, they weren't going for the same thing. They didn't have similar goals. They were kind of just like, they used to be rivals. They used to be rivals. They used to be friends. So that's like kind of that angle. So like when you say that they're the best rivalry, it's taken away from what a rivalry actually is. So that's why I don't necessarily consider them the best set of rivals. I mean, if you do, more power to you, but it's just, I feel like we're really getting away from what rivalries are if we consider that the best rivalry. But then like two other series that have really good rivalries would be My Hero Academia and Black Clover. Now I'll talk about My Hero Academia first with Deku and Bakugo. Now the thing with those two is, in the beginning I definitely don't think it was a healthy rivalry. Like, it was somewhat there on Deku's side a little bit, and maybe Bakugo, but he didn't really realize it. But they definitely wanted, you know, they had the same goal. They both wanted to be the #1 hero or be like All Might or whatever. But like how they went about competing against each other wasn't necessarily a healthy way. Like, Bakugo more or less just kind of bullied him. So like like Deku just got bullied by him the entire time, more or less. He just let him kind of do whatever he wants. I mean, granted, they had their like spat where like Deku like won in that test they had in the beginning, but that really wasn't like a real exchange to me, honestly. And then like they did end up having their fight after like All Might lost his powers and all that, where they were able to kind of like stand on equal ground and just hash out their feelings kind of. And then that's when like All Might said something along the lines of like, hopefully now the rivalry like moves in like a more like healthy path, more or less. And like, I'm not going to spoil anything obviously in the manga, none of that, but even in the anime you can see that the rivalry has progressed into like more of what you would expect a rivalry to be like, where they are two people like going for the same goal. They recognize each other. It's not one-sided. They're relative to each other. Like, it's a nice, healthy rivalry. But my thing with this is Black Clover has had this from the start. Asta and Yuno, from the start, it has been like this. They've always wanted the same goal since like the start of the series. Like, they're both shooting to be the Wizard King, to prove that anyone can be it. They're, you know, relative to each other. It's not like a one-sided rivalry. It's not like Kiba declaring Naruto to be his rival. It's like they're, Asta and Yuno are both around the same level, going for more or less the same goal. And on top of that, their main goal isn't necessarily to hinder the other one from reaching that goal, but they like oftentimes will like uplift each other, or like say things to kind of spur each other into like their goal. Like, and then whenever one pushes slightly ahead, the other one will catch up and push ahead too. And it's like, it's this great dynamic of like, oh, like where we get to watch Asta get stronger and stronger, but then Yuno pops up and then he pulls ahead of Asta, but then Asta like catches up and then pulls past Yuno, and then it just goes back and forth. Like, it's a really healthy rivalry dynamic. And then on top of that, they're not necessarily bashing each other the entire time. It's good competition. Like, anybody that's been a part of a team or a group, or at least have seen it or could understand it, that like the things they say to each other, they're not like trying to put each other down. Like, there is trash talk, but it's like, it's friendly trash talk. It's like when you're playing a game with one of your friends and like, oh yeah, I'm about to beat you, and it's like, nah dude, you're trash, I'm about to take you out. It's kind of like that. Like, it's a nice healthy rivalry that I think a lot of shows should aspire to be like. Now, as far as the modern era goes, I think they have the best rivalry. I'm a Black Clover channel, so people probably already assumed I was going to say this, but like, hopefully through my talking through it, you've seen my reasons as to why I say this. Now, if we're talking about like series period, definitely Yugi and Kaiba would probably have one of the better rivalries, but that's like that's like for another day if I wanted to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. But as for what's relevant right now, Asta and Yuno, to me, would have the best rivalry in modern day shonen. Let me know what you guys think about rivalries down below. Like, who do you guys think has the best rivalry in shonen? Definitely would love to know you guys' opinions. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it is all opinion based, so I would love to hear you guys' opinions on what you think the best rivalry is and why, and things along that line, or why you think I'm wrong, because you might really disagree with me. So like and sub if you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in my next video.